Greetings, YouTubers. Welcome to my second TTM video through the mail. Today we'll look at some of the things I got through the mail via TTM and a couple of purchases that I made, and also some of the cards that I'll be sending out to get signed. So let's get started right away with our first envelope. Comes from Macon, Georgia. Open it up here. And it is from... Put Elvis up there so he can hold on. Manny Fernandez. Manny Fernandez played for the Miami Dolphins from 1968 to 75. Went to the University of Utah. Was undrafted in 1968. Smart move by the Dolphins to sign him. He was a two-time Super Bowl champ. Two-time second-team All-Pro in the NFL. And had 35 sacks in his career, which is pretty high for a nose tackle. Played in 3 Super Bowls, winning 2, losing 1. He had 3 sacks and 28 tackles. He should have been the MVP of Super Bowl 7. He had 17 tackles and a sack in that game against Washington. There's the first card he signed, Super Bowl Superman card. Him in the Super Bowl there, Super Bowl 7. He was nice enough to sign it and then put 17-0 there. And then he signed the second card, which is a replica of the ticket there of Super Bowl 7. He also signed that and put 17-0 as well. Lives down in Georgia. This took about a little over a week, about 8 days to get. I thank you, Manny. Our next one comes from Indiana. And we'll open this. And it is from basketball great Rick Mount. Yes, Rick Mount. Here's the card I sent him. 1974 card, I believe. Double check that. 73, 74. You see that back there. Rick Mount, the ABA. He was from Lebanon, Indiana, where he still lives. He was Mr. Basketball in Indiana back in 1966. Played at the University of Purdue from 1967 to 70. The Indiana Pacers had already signed him, so most NBA teams backed off from picking him. He was drafted by the Lakers in the 8th round, 132nd pick, but played his entire career in the ABA. 1970 to 72 with the Pacers, 72 to 74 with the Kentucky Colonels, and played in 74 with the Utah Stars before going to the Memphis Sounds for the 74-75 season as well. He was an ABA champ in 1972 when Indiana beat the New Jersey Nets. Two-time consensus All-American at Purdue in 1969 and 70. Thought about going to the University of Miami in Florida, but decided on Purdue, which was much closer to his home, 35 miles. His career was cut short because of a shoulder injury during the 74-75 season. This took about 8 days, like Manny Fernandez, no charge. Thank you. And now we got another one here. This was purchased. Rich Altman, Hollywood Collectibles. And it's a autographed card, 4x6 of Art Shell. Here's a good look at the card there. Art Shell. Oakland Raiders, as he played for. This is a numbered card. It's got 1937 there out of 2,500, so good number to have. Art Shell. NFL Hall of Famer, 1989. Played his high school ball in South Carolina, Bonds-Wilson High School, which is no longer around, and went to the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Was drafted by the Raiders in 1968 in the 3rd round with the 80th pick. Played with the Raiders from 1968 to 82. Was a 2-time Super Bowl champ, 8-time Pro Bowler. Made the NFL's All-Decade team for the 70s and the NFL's 100th Anniversary All-Time team. Played in 207 games, started 169. Was the first African-American head coach in a National Football League in 1989. In 1990, was NFL Coach of the Year. Had a 56-52 record. 73 years old right now, and he's 74 in November. Good old Art Shell. Played in that great offensive line with Gene Upshaw. They used to tape those forearms up. They were weapons in themselves, but a great player and a great coach. Next, we'll unravel this next one here. See what we got. This is also from Rich Altman Collectibles down there in Florida. Get it out here. It's a autographed postcard of James Cool Papa Bell. There you see it. I love those postcards. Cool Papa Bell, born in Mississippi back in 1903 and passed away in 1991 at the age of 87. Was a switch hitter who threw left-handed, played from 1922, started out with the St. Louis Stars in the Negro Leagues, and finished in 1946 with the Homestead Grays. Hit .328 career-wise, had 73 homers, was an 8-time All-Star, was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1974, was considered one of the fastest men ever to play the game of baseball. Supposedly, in his room, he could hit the light switch and be in bed before the lights went out. One of the greatest players ever. It's too bad he never got to play in the Major League. Should have. Broke a lot of records up there. I would guarantee that. Cool Papa Bell. Next, we have coming up a card I got in the mail of NFL quarterback Kenny Anderson. Good old Ken Anderson there. Ken Anderson from Illinois. Went to Augustana College out there in Rock Island, Illinois. Played for the Cincinnati Bengals from 1971 to 1986. Was drafted in the third round, the 67th pick by the Bengals. Was a 4-time Pro Bowler. Was MVP of the National Football League in 1981. Was the NFL Comeback Player of the Year in 1981. Quarterbacked the Bengals to an appearance in Super Bowl 16 where they almost got that win. The goal line stance by the 49ers stopped them from winning that game up in Pontiac, Michigan. Kenny Anderson threw 197 touchdowns in his career, 32,838 yards, was an 81.9% passer rating, and completed 59.3% of his passes. Great quarterback, probably should be in the Hall of Fame. Great numbers. Also, I got in the mail this card of NFL Hall of Famer Dan Fouts. And Dan Fouts, University of Oregon. In the NFL, 1973, third-round pick by the Chargers, 64th pick overall. Played with the Chargers from 1973 to 87. Was a 6-time Pro Bowler, 4-time passing leader, in yards that is, 2-time NFL touchdown leader. Threw for 254 touchdowns in his career, 43,040 yards total, had an 80.2% passer rating. Got elected to the Hall of Fame in 1983. Another great quarterback who never got to win the Super Bowl. Signed this Topps card for me. Didn't charge me anything. Took a little over a week. And next, we have a card signed by Dr. K. Dwight Gooden. The Upper Deck card here. I like the picture of him throwing the ball there. Dwight Gooden, great pitcher early on in his career. Started out with the Mets in 1984. Was Rookie of the Year that year. A year later, won the Cy Young Award in 1985, where he won the Triple Crown. Was a 3-time World Series champ. Once with the Mets in 1986. Twice with the Yankees, 1996 and in 2000. Won the Silver Slugger Award in 1992 as well. Pitched for the Mets from 1984 to 94, and pitched for the Yankees, the Indians, the Astros, Tampa Bay, and finished up with the Yankees again. Had 194 wins in his career, 3.51 ERA, 2,293 strikeouts. Would have made the Hall of Fame had his career not been derailed by substance problems. He's currently 55 years old, turns 56 in November. Dwight Gooden, Dr. K there. Next we got a card. Bobby Shantz signed this New York Yankees card here. One of the few teams he played with. Took a little over a week. Sent him $5. Bobby Shantz, 94 years young. Native of Pennsylvania. Pitched from 1949 to 64. Primarily played with the A's in Philadelphia and Kansas City from 1949 to 56. Pitched with the Yankees, the Pirates, the Houston Colt 45s. Got the first win for that team, I believe. Also pitched for the Cardinals, the Chicago Cubs, and the Phillies. Was a 3-time All-Star. Was 1952 American League MVP. Was a World Series champ in 1958 with the Yankees when they beat the Braves. 8-time Gold Glover, great fielder. Won 119 games in his career, Mr. Bobby Shantz. And this one comes all the way from Texas. Let's see who it is. Get it out of the envelope here. It is, Eddie Robinson. Old Eddie Robinson, 99 years young, turns 100 in December. This is a heritage reprint, but I liked it. He signed it nicely across the side there. He also sent this as well. I guess we know who he's voting for on the election. Go Trump. He sends that, I guess, to everybody that writes him. Sent him a $5 donation. He played 13 years in baseball. Was the last surviving member of the 1943 Navy World Series. He played in the Navy during the war. He's also the last surviving person to play on the Indians in 1948 that won the World Series. Last team to win it in Cleveland, so hopefully someday they'll win it again. Eddie pitched for teams such as the Indians, the Senators, the White Sox, the A's, the Yankees, the Tigers, and the Orioles. He's a four-time All-Star, 1949, and then again from 1951 to 53. Hit 172 homers, 723 RBIs, 268 lifetime batting average. Again, was the World Series champ in 48 with the Indians. Long-time career, 99 years old again. He turns 100 in December. He wrote a biography back in 2011, Lucky Me, My 65 Years in Baseball. Eddie Robinson took about a little over a week, 8 days to 10 days, not too bad. And again, $5 donation to Eddie is usually what he requires or asks for. You can donate. Maybe he won't sign it. Maybe he will if you don't. All right, we got these cards here that I'm going to send out. We got 1976 Bill Bradley. I'll mail that to him down in Texas. And I also got this Bill Bradley card from 1974. I'll send him both of those. He lives in Texas, so if he sends them back. And I got one more card to send. One right here from 1974-75, Bobby Jones. It's a big one. So it will fall. He played with the Denver Nuggets. Also played with the Philadelphia 76ers, my friend Tim's favorite team, when they won the title in '83. So I'll send those cards out and see what kind of returns I get. I thank you all for watching, and until the next time, see you then.